You see guys, if you're not making audio programs or if you're not making video programs, you have to start today right now, and I will convince you why in this video. You have to understand it's about helping other people, you understand? So the more you help other people, the more you get what you want. You understand? And the reason for that is because when you speak the words of success, or when you speak the words of something that you need in life, I promise you the only way to get what you need is to go out there and make events around people to get money from them, but not just to get money from them, but to make sure that you help them first with words, help them first with success, help them first with everything that they need, and then you'll have financial freedom, you'll have all the real estate that you need in life. But you have to realize that first it starts with your mindset, and that's the reason you have to understand that the more words you speak in life and the more audio programs and video programs you make, the more personal development you're going to make in your life. You see guys, every single day you have to think in a new way. You have to understand everything that happens for a reason happens because of you. You understand? So you have to realize that no matter what, life is happening for you. You understand? So you have to react to it positively. You have to be able to be a thinker in a way of life, because you have to understand that when you think, make sure you write things down. Make sure you write as much things down as possible. You understand? Make sure you write all your thoughts down, because this way you get positive. This way you get clarity. This way you get a sense of freedom. This way you sense a better life for yourself, because you're understanding much more when you write things down. You're not trying to do it in your head. You're trying to every single day pick up ideas and make sure that you're taking yourself everywhere and doing everything that you can to expand your vocabulary and expanding yourself, and you're expanding your comfort zone, for example. You understand? So you have to be very motivated in life to be able to speak words and to be able to do everything that you need to do so that you can get the life that you deserve. You see, the pinnacle of life is just understanding. It's just getting to the point of understanding how to make common sense with yourself and other people. So when you understand how to speak words to them, I promise you, then you understand how to live life, because you have to understand that everything that you ever want in life is just to speak words. You understand? So the more you stick to the words of life and the more you actually inspire people to do great things in life, I promise you, then karma creates this massive reaction where you're helping yourself and other people, and then you're getting so much kindness in return, because you're vibing positivity into the world. And because you're vibing so much positivity in the world, then you're actually doing much better for yourself and other people, because you're actually being a provider of information. You understand? You're providing something to the planet, and because you're providing and contributing to the planet, then you have to understand that you just get even better, because you're even doing much more than that. You're doing much more for yourself in the process of everything. You guys need to realize that those people who can speak words can do anything. You have to understand that those people like Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, Osho, I promise you, what differentiates these people is the words they've spoken in life. You understand? And the words they've spoken is the person and the individual they are. You understand? So you have to realize that if you stick to the positive sides of life and you speak the positive things in life, then you're going to have a positive mindset and attitude. You're going to have a positive attitude because you're speaking words of that kind of nature. You're speaking the better kind of way, and that's why you have a better attitude in the process. You understand? So everything that I've done in terms of my content, in terms of all my videos and all my video programs and all my audio programs and all my writing materials has been to help you, but it's been also to help myself to make more common sense of this world. You see guys, when you start making lots of content, what happens is you start to make much more common sense and understanding around life. And then when you make much more common sense around your life, then what happens is you start to teach that to other people. You start to teach exactly how you think about things. And when you start thinking even more than that, and you start writing everything down and start really creating all this value like I am today, then you understand exactly where I'm going with life and how I can create events around people, making a lot of information around people and making sure that they get what they deserve in terms of information, so that I can live freely and so that they can live freely, so we can all be abundant and so that we can all be rich together. You understand? That's what it's about. I promise you, every single day you have to understand to inspire people every single day, and the more you inspire people, the better you are in all walks of life. You see guys, feelings show the way. So the more you can talk in terms of your feelings, and the more you can express yourself and your feelings, the better you're going to feel throughout life. You have to understand everything starts with the words you speak, and you have to understand that words attract life, and the more you attract life to your doorstep, the better your words are. You have to understand every single day, no matter what happens, you have to stay positive about life and you have to react to life in a positive way. So every single day, try to make up life in a way that you're creating ideas out there, making sure you're trying to help people, making sure every single day you're doing something that's beneficial to your life, making sure that you're benefiting yourself in the process, and just making sure that you're a good person to be around. You have to understand, you have to think in a better way all the time. So always understand your feelings and write your thoughts down as much as possible so that you can understand exactly how to make common sense. You see, guys, when you go a certain direction in life where you're actually communicating to other people in a better way, what happens is people start to realize that, hey, this guy's got talent, or this person's got talent, for example. So you have to realize that it's much more about you than ever before. And you have to understand that you have to make your life something. You have to make something of yourself. You understand? You can't just sit back and watch others, for example. You cannot sit back and watch others live their life. You have to go live your own life. You have to start doing things that are going to help you to move forward. You understand? So every single day you have to understand, if you communicate words out there, the more you can, I promise you, the better for you. So you have to realize every single day, try to figure things out by speaking more words every single day, understanding that no matter what happens, that you have something of beneficial benefit that people can benefit from every single day. As long as you speak more words and try to help people, I promise you, people will see that and people will follow you, and you will also save yourself in the process. You see, guys, in order to do anything in life, you have to understand how to communicate. So think about it. You have to understand that when you communicate, I promise you, you can communicate through music, you can communicate through words, you can communicate through art of any kind, you can communicate through images, you can communicate yourself and your feelings through your expression and what you need to do in terms of your talents out there and your skills and abilities. And now you have to find what your skills and abilities are, and you have to provide that for the world as much as possible, so that eventually you get to a point where you can make events around people around your information, and so that you can make money off of your information, which is going to be beneficial to people. So whatever helps other people in the process of life is something that people will pay for. People will pay you to get your ideas and stuff like that, because you are someone of credentials, in a way that you have some kind of credibility, understand? So you have to understand that it's much more about every single day understanding that no matter what, that the more words you speak and the more you create in terms of content out there, that what happens is you start to become a person of value. And you have to understand that if you become a person of value even more than you are today, then you have much more to show for it, and you have much more reputation, you have much more of everything that you need in life, because you have to understand it starts with you. So you have to realize that the more you go and benefit yourself and other people in the process of life, the more you're going to have richness and the more you're going to be kind. You guys have to understand that no matter what happens, you always have to make sure that you're solving problems. You have to understand that problems are here to be solved, and the more you solve problems, the more you have a mindset, the more you have more common sense. And the whole point of life is to make more common sense, isn't it? It's to be able to every single day understand exactly where you're coming from, and to be able to pursue your dreams and goals every single day, understanding exactly what you need to do on a daily basis to make sure that every single day you do something that's going to give you credibility, but that's also going to make you positive in the process. You have to understand that's what life is about. I promise you, life is about making people positive and making as much content as you can, so that you can post it on social media, so that you can stand out and so that you can have something of value to give to others. Because the more value you provide, the better your life. You have to understand that. You see, guys, when I grow, what I specifically do in my life is I try to speak more words. And because I speak more words, this enables me to create music for myself. This enables me to make sure that I take action upon what I say, in terms of what I say. You have to understand that when I speak words, I take action upon what I speak about. You have to understand that if I say something, I make sure to do it as much as possible. You understand? Because I stick to the positive side of life. I try to teach people how to think in life so that they can have a greater life. You understand? Because that's what you need to do also. You need to start teaching people how you operate and how you live your life, so that you can provide value from your experience to other people, so that they can benefit themselves in the process, but so that they can live a greater life because of you. You understand? That's the whole point of having a purpose, and that's the whole point of understanding your purpose as well. You understand? So if you have a purpose, you have to understand how to give that to others so that you can create business. You have to understand that the whole point of life is every single day pursuing your goals and dreams. But the only way you can do that is to speak more words. And now when you speak more words, what happens is you start to create more goals for yourself. You start to figure things out much better. You start to get more confidence. You start to actually make common sense with yourself even more. And you start to mature as a person because you're speaking more words. You understand? And then what happens is you start to get into this state of mind where you're actually vibing with yourself, where you're actually making so much sense that other people now pay you for your work. You understand? And you have to realize that no matter what happens, that every single day you're attracting your life. You have to understand that you're attracting the words in your life, and you're attracting everything in your life because of your words. And now what you speak about is what comes into your life. You have to understand that's how powerful the words are. And the more powerful you are, is the more powerful your words are. You have to realize that you are your words. And the more powerful your words are, the more powerful you are. You see, guys, every single day, try to always benefit yourself in a way that you can think better. You can always go for ideas, study people, for example. Try to every single day throw as many ideas at people as possible so that you can understand how to make common sense for your life, and so you can understand how to work and how to do business and how to make sure that you create something of material in terms of content, in terms of information, so that you can understand exactly what you are on about. So for example, when you look at someone on the TV who's a professor or who's a psychologist or who's running in some kind of field, and they get interviewed by other people, and they answer questions to other people, for example, you have to understand that they're specializing in some area of life, and that's what you need to do in life. You have to start specializing in some area of life, whether it be marriage or relationships or personal freedom or personal financial freedom, in terms of financial freedom or emotional freedom or self-development or psychology or whatever it is. You have to understand every single day you have to learn how to sell, and you have to learn how to sell yourself in a way that you come off across as positive, and you come off across as someone trustworthy, someone that people can rely on in terms of information, and someone that you have to become someone who understands exactly what you're on about. And you have to always give that content to people so that people can benefit from your line of work. You see, every single day you go and do something positive for people and humanity today, I promise you, it comes back tenfold. You have to understand that you have to create a supply chain of information every single day, and the more you do so, the better for you. And you have to realize that the only way you create a supply chain of everything in life is to speak in words, and to speak much more words, and to speak in tongues as well. So you have to realize that since I'm speaking to you right now like this, I'm speaking to you in tongues as well. And you have to understand that you have to become aware of everything, and you have to start really understanding how to invest yourself as a person in terms of your business and in terms of everything that you do, so that you have a business. And you have to realize that if you don't have a business, then you're going to fall into someone else's business. You understand? And then you're going to make their business your business. You understand? But make sure you mind your own business. Make sure you have a business of your own where you're working full time on your business as much as possible so you can profit. You see, the only way to get real estate today and to actually have money in your life and to have the relationship you want with other people, or to attract a spouse, or to attract a girlfriend or boyfriend, or to attract a better life, is to speak more words. You understand? So the more words you speak, the more you'll figure it out as you go along. You understand? That's what I do in my life. In my personal life, I every single day try to speak much more words with myself, because that way I figure things out. That way I understand exactly where I'm going with my life, and what I do with my life is my business, but also I give my business to other people so that they can understand what I do, and so I can help them move forward, because that way I get credibility, and that way I also get people to trust in me, and that way I understand exactly what I'm doing to help people, for example, because that's my purpose. I realize my purpose is every single day helping other people. You understand? So I'm always trying to provide information to other people in terms of music or whatever in terms of words that I can help, in terms of ideas where I can throw at other people, so that I can benefit myself in the long run, but also benefit other people in the long run, so that they can always live their life much better. You have to understand, guys, that when you provide content for other people every single day and you do something every single day of networking with other people in terms of communication with other people or socializing with other people, you have to understand how popularity grows and how you grow as a popular person like that. You understand? Because you have to understand that when you socialize with other people and you're positive with them and you're giving them value, then I don't see why not they won't follow you, or why they will or why they won't. You understand? So you have to realize, you have to understand that when you're positive with other people, they're more likely to follow you, they're more likely to trust in you, they're more likely to understand you, because you're giving value to them, you're giving them information that can help their life, you're giving them ideas. And the more you speak about, I promise you, the more you speak about ideas instead of speaking about other people, you have to understand, every single day just talk about ideas on how to improve your life with other people. And so when you come on, when you come off across as a person who understands ideas and how to talk ideas every single day with other people, then that makes you, that makes you unlimited in terms of what you can do, because you have to realize that you have some years of experience in your life, for example, and you have to realize that you have to use your experience to help yourself and other people. You have to understand that the only way you can do that is to speak more words. In a sense, so when you speak more words every single day and you look for conscious events in terms of you intentionally try to speak more words and you start writing things down, you look for any way that you can to speak more words in any situation. What this starts to do is you start to make much more of a life. You start to actually plan your life. You start to actually be much more of a person who understands your road. You understand exactly where you need to go because your words are understanding exactly where you need to go. You understand, because you're speaking more words. And when you speak more words, then what happens is you have a greater mindset because of that. And you have to understand, that's what the key is. I promise you, the key is always understanding how to socialize with other people, but also understanding how to talk ideas and how to talk business. You see, guys, when you come from a place of gratitude, for example, and you're really grateful for your life, I promise you, what happens is you start to have tears of joy. That's how grateful you are, because you have to understand that things are just working out for you. So, for example, recently I made some music in my life, and I cried. I cried because I want to make it. I want to make it so badly. I want to make it to that point where I want to be at. But the thing is that I realized something also, that all I have is this present moment right now. You understand? I don't have anything else. I understand that I have to be happy now in order to get to where I need to go. You understand? I have to enjoy my life now. I have to enjoy the journey, because what's going to lead me into the next path is this path right now, and what's going to lead me into the future is this moment. So if I live in the moment with my words and with my being and with who I am, then I start planning even more with more in terms of everything I have. I start to speak more words, and because I speak more words, I have a life. I have something that I want to talk about. I have something that I'm passionate about, and because I'm so fucking passionate about my life, because I speak so much fucking words every single day, and you have to realize that this way I realize so much things around my life that's happening for me, because I'm trying to create a life. I'm trying to every single day prosper. I'm trying to grow myself as much as possible. I'm trying to live a life of gratitude. I'm trying to live a life of joy. I'm trying to make sure every single day that I prosper and prosper and prosper, and I try to get as many ideas as I can so that I can help myself in the process first. And once I first help myself, and then I can go help other people in the process of life to help their life to succeed. You understand? And that's the whole point of my purpose and everything I do around my life, is making sure that I try to create meaning. I try to create as much meaning as possible around my life through words. And the way I do that is I just speak more words, and this creates a lot of meaning in my life. You understand? Because I do that in my life, for example, a lot in my life, in terms of being able to plan, being able to write things down, being able to go places with my words, and being able to travel with my words and how I speak, for example. And then this leads me into a more mature state. It leads me to be more mature. It leads me to be exactly as I need to be in life, and I actually see exactly how grateful I need to be able to understand life itself. You guys need to understand that when you position yourself in other people's shoes, for example, you You have to realize every single day you do this for yourself, what happens is you start to benefit yourself in the long run, because what happens is you start understanding other people. And when you start understanding other people, for example, you have to understand it's more how you understand the words of what they're saying. In a sense, so you have to realize that people only really connect to you when they're actually speaking words to you. You have to understand that. So when they're speaking words to you, you have to understand to make sure that you make common sense of those words in a positive way. And the best way you do that is to speak more words, to socialize, to make sure that you communicate as much as possible, so that you can get much more into a state of mind where you're more spiritual, where you're more hanging in terms of making sure that you're never giving up, making sure that you're always living a life of gratitude, in the process of living life in a better way, making sure you're looking for ideas to give to people and stuff like that. And that's the whole point of business.